Hello there, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Thank you for joining me here in North Devon. My name's David Charles, International Psychic Medium, and tonight I've got a reading for you called Spirit Messages Meant for You. Spirit Messages Meant for You. So, I have 4 packs of cards, no credits, no theme tunes, get straight on with it. You can choose 1, 2, 3 or 4. Use your intuition, use your psychic ability, go with your favourite number. Which one looks the nicest, stone or crystal? 1, 2, 3 or 4. I'll place the timestamps below for you down there so you can go straight to the number you choose. You can choose more than 1 if you want, you can 2 or 3 if you want. So we'll start with number 1, get rid of these for a moment. We'll put 4, 3 and 2 over there. Spirit Messages Meant for You. So this is usually about love life and things like that. Maybe what's your man thinking or your lady. This is a pick a card reading and it's timeless, which means you can find this reading today, next week or 10 years from now. It makes no difference at all. When you find this reading, you'll find it when your spirit guides want you to find it. If you pick this reading today, this number 1 from all these hundreds of cards, there will be a message in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you, but take in what does and ignore what doesn't. So let's have a look. Number 1. Spirit Messages Meant for You. Right, we'll tell you the negatives first and then the positives at the end, and after each of the 4 piles of cards, I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers for each one. Lucky numbers that could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot with them. Of course you must gamble responsibly if you're gambling with them. So stick around to the end for 6 lucky numbers that could change your life, really. Let me tell you the negatives first. The messages for you from Spirit are a bit of a pause going on. I'm not saying that's negative, but you may be waiting for something to happen or for somebody to do something. And I think you're maybe getting a bit annoyed with waiting, but it's important because you've had a lot of stress. So your stress levels are high, but the pause that's predicted here, or maybe happening already for you, is giving you time to unwind and lower your stress levels. I don't think you're sleeping too well either. I think you're too stressed, which tells me, number 1, that some of you have something to worry about. And I can't pick up any reason why you should have, but there must be something that's bothering you, and it may be keeping you awake at night. You seem to have a problem, some of you, not all of you, with your yin and yang. Yin and yang, of course, are the energies that flow through all of us, positive and negative, like a plug on an electrical appliance. If the yin and yang's out of balance, so they say, then you'll feel a bit stressed, a bit torn, and you may feel like you're wanted in 10 places at once, and you can't be in 2 places at the same time, of course. So you may be stretching yourself a little bit during the coming weeks and months. It's important, number 1, that you keep your levels of stress under control without doing things to ease them off, like, smoking or drinking too much. So you need to find a way of relaxing. But there's not many negatives here. I do see that somebody cares about you, that may be concerned about your stress at the moment, about what you're going through. So something going on for some of you that may be giving you stress. It's nothing, I don't see any tragedies or disasters here, number 1, so don't worry too much. But these are spirit messages meant for you. If you can lower your stress levels, sort out your yin and yang. Sometimes people use Reiki or aromatherapy, massage, go to the sauna or the gym, get in a spa bath, but sort out your stress levels, get your yin and yang in order, and you should find that things calm down. I'm seeing at least 1 child for some of you. This child, as in most readings, the children tend to bring stress levels down, contrary to what you see in the supermarkets when the kids are screaming and yelling. But usually with psychic readings, children will lower the stress levels for some reason, and that's a good thing. So there's not many negatives here, number 1, but I'm picking up a man who is very important to you. If you're a lady, it's a man. If you're a man watching this, it could be a lady for you. Depends what you're into, of course. But for most of you, I'm picking up a man who is very clever, very talented, very laid back, a bit like the old hippie days. I'm not saying that he's a hippie, but he's a laid back character, very clean and smart, but doesn't wear formal clothing like suit and tie and waistcoat, that sort of thing. This person is gifted to the extreme. It seems whatever he does, it seems to come out well. And it's a great asset to have. You may not know him yet, number one, but you're going to meet him. And he's got a great energy coming from him, a real powerful energy, a lovely aura around him. And he's somebody that you may already know that could become very, very important to you if he isn't already. You could be married to him. But if you're not familiar with this person, expect to see him soon. If you're a chap, it could be a lady, of course. But this also is bringing some magic your way, and I think that you've got some psychic goings on around you. A lot of you, number one, are psychic. That's pretty obvious. And that will be passed down to your children, or as I'm picking up at least one child at the moment. So if you're in a pause, be patient, because things are going to start moving soon. Just be patient. There are things going on underneath that you're not aware of, but things are taking place behind the scenes. It's a bit like you're on stage and there's stuff going on behind you. So if you feel like you're in a pause, don't let it get you down, because it's a pause for growth, it's a pause for expansion, and it's a pause for your stress levels to be lowered. Chill out, that's the word. Now, as I said, somebody cares about you, because I think that somebody, number one, is a bit worried about your stress levels. So work out who that is. I think it's, for most of you, it's a lady. Now I'm picking up a second man. I've got 3 or 4 men coming through this, but the second man is a traveller who is solid, predictable, staid, but someone you can trust. He may be someone also that you know. I don't see that necessarily as a love thing, but it could turn into that. You have quite a few people, number one, who are interested in you. So you must be a classy person, a lot of you anyway. As I said, it won't apply to all of you, but some of you have got things that men, if you're a girl, find very attractive indeed. And you've got some kind of charisma going on. As I said, you could be a man, you could be a lady, whichever, it makes no difference. The spirit world don't differentiate really between us, so whichever you are, it will apply. So somebody is coming your way that travels extensively, a person that's honest and loyal and will stick with you and will share your secrets and never tell people your business, who will keep loyal to you. And he's a successful person as well. It's another one, another man, if it's a man for you, with great energy and but more contained energy. He keeps things inside and uses them when he needs them for power, to do his job, and he may be in business, or to do whatever he needs to do. I think the third man I'm picking up here could be offering you some kind of work. It's nothing to do with romance, but the third man here, or lady, as I said, is making you an offer, and they're seeking you out, number one, because you're very skillful. So there's something you do that people look for, and you may be underrating yourself. You may be much more qualified than you think you are, or you may be underachieving. And I think people have told you that, and you're not getting it. You're underachieving. A lot of you are capable of doing more than what you're doing at the moment. It's not a romantic reading as in filled with love and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean it's not with you. The spirits will tend to tell you things that you don't already know. And if you already know about your love thing, then it's not going to be here too much. But as I said, once your stress levels are sorted out, your love life, I think, is assured. If that's what you're looking for, it really is. I can see that you've had problems in that area, most of you. And a lot of you have been badly hurt in the past, which is, you could say that in every reading, but in this case it's true. A lot of you have been hurt. A lot of you are defensive and fed up with being let down, not just by lovers, but by friends and family too. But it can get worse. Some readings are a lot worse than this. So sort out your yin and yang, get a bit of a break if you can, and watch out for things to start moving soon, because they will. And I think there may be a job offer. It could be within the same place you work now, offering you something different. It could bring more responsibility your way. It could bring more work your way. So be careful. Don't take it without considering it first. But I think you're like a spring waiting to go off. I think there's been a bit of a pause, number one, and it's about to change. So be ready, because this could happen tomorrow. It could happen today. All of a sudden, things are going to change. And you heard it here first. David Charles Psychic. And if you want a full reading with me, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. And if I'm not free on there, you can't get me, one of the team that work for me will help you. And I only employ the very best. My team are the elite. If they're not good, they don't get in my team. Simple as that. And that's davidcharlespsychic.com. And you can get me on there if I'm free, if not, one of my team. Now, I'm going to use some oracle cards now. Before your lucky numbers, don't go without your lucky numbers. They could change your life. Before I give you your lucky numbers, number one, I want to give you look at some oracle cards, 4 of them, to see if they back up what I've been saying. It's not an over-eventful reading, but there's certainly nothing scary about it. So your first oracle card is an air card. They've all been shuffled. Need the glasses for these. This is an air card, a beautiful photograph of a field with some grass, and it looks like cotton or something growing there. This card says to you, number one, the divine is guiding you in your dreams. Are you listening? So are you having psychic dreams, I wonder, number one? Are you having dreams that are repetitive? This comes up a lot in these readings. If you're having repetitive dreams, it's spirit guides trying to get messages through and you don't get it, so they keep repeating it. So the divine is guiding you in your dreams. Are you listening? If you are listening, take notice of your dreams, work out what they mean if you can. If you don't know what they mean, if they're jumbled up, you may find the meaning will come to you as the days go by. You may be at work or taking a walk with a dog, and suddenly the meanings will pop into your head and you'll think, that moment when you realize what the dreams mean, follow them, because they are very special and very important. So number one, very interesting reading this, very interesting. Nothing scary, which is really nice, really nice. Second card is an earth card. This one, a tree. Looks like the moon above it, but it also looks like the earth above it. It's an earth card. This one is saying to you, number one, this isn't what you expected to happen, but trust that it's part of the plan. So if you're going through something that you didn't expect to happen, stick with it. Like I said, with this pause maybe, it is part of the plan that Spirit have for you. Remember, the name of this reading is Spirit Messages Meant for You, okay? This is a question really, or a sort of rhetorical, this isn't what you expected to happen, but trust that it's part of the plan. In other words, it's a bigger plan that the powers of the universe have for you, number one. That means you're going through a special moment, actually, at the moment, at this time, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Next one is an air card again. In fact, the next one after that is as well. And I just love blossom. Isn't that beautiful? And spring is here when I'm doing this reading, but you may be watching it in the middle of the winter, because it's a timeless reading. This one, a neighbour holds the key to your next project. Keep in touch. Now, a neighbour doesn't mean they live next door necessarily. It could be a neighbour at work or someone sitting at a desk nearby you. But a neighbour holds the key to your next project. Keep in touch. I think, number one, that only you will know what that means. And it will mean a lot for some of you. So keep in touch with them. Don't go without your lucky numbers, okay? Last card is an air card again. This one looks like a view from an aeroplane or a drone, maybe. Super. Commit to being who you want to be and the rest will follow. So be yourself. Don't try and be something to please other people. Number one, be yourself. Number one, you are number one. You're special. You don't have to change or put on a mask to please other people. Be yourself. Commit to being who you want to be, and the rest will follow. These are good advice cards from the Oracle, and I think they mean a lot to you. I think your love life is assured. There's not a lot of detail in here about love, and I'm not going to make things up that are not here, but I believe that you know about your love life. You know where the problems are. I think if it's a man we're looking at, he has magnificent energy, and that is very special. The man I'm picking up here for you is clever, gifted. He has the ability to do anything. As I think I mentioned, he could start a new job on Monday. He'd be good at it, whatever it was. He has this gift about making things look easy, and he's special for you. And it could even turn out to be a soulmate thing. As I said, you may know him, you may be married to him. And if you're a chap, it could be a lady. But it's something like that coming through that's a very, very special person. And you're going into a very magical time, number one. You may need a pen for your lucky numbers, or you can pause the video. Now these numbers may be familiar. They could be house numbers that you've lived at, check numbers at work, car registrations, birthdays, anniversaries, wedding dates. They may mean nothing to you at all. These numbers can change your life. There's 6 of them. You don't have to use all 6. You may want to put them on a horse or something. But if you're going to gamble with these numbers, you must do it responsibly, or you'll get us all into trouble. So your first numbers are number 1. Your first number is number 2, 11, 17, 28, 29 and 39. These numbers were picked by me before we started filming with my spirit guides backing me up. These are the numbers for number 1 pile, okay? These numbers could change your life forever. If you hit the jackpot, please tell me below. I'll be lovely to know. And I'll tell you them again. Number 2, 11, 17, 28, 29 and 39. Recognize any of those? Do they ring any bells? These numbers could change your life forever. Remember, if you want a full reading with me on the telephone from anywhere in the world, here in beautiful North Devon by the sea, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. You can book me on there. If I'm not free, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. If you want to ask me any questions, please comment below. I really appreciate that. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. Click the bell icon and all that stuff, and you'll be notified every time I release new videos, usually about once or twice a week. And give me a like, a thumbs up if you like it. But please comment below, ask a question. If you want to ask me a question, I'll answer it in the next reading live on this film, which won't be live when you see it, but it'll be live-ish. But I'll give it especially for you. If you want me to keep your name private, just mention it and I won't say who you are. But ask me questions below, I'll answer them. I answer all of my comments, no matter when they are, all the time. And it's lovely to get your feedback, and it's lovely if you subscribe and be one of our family all over the planet on this beautiful world, which sometimes is a bit iffy with all this goings on, but it is a beautiful place. And you're beautiful people. Remember, number 1, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. Thank you for sticking with me here in beautiful North Devon, wherever you are in this wonderful world. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. And this is called Spirit Messages Meant for You. I have to read that. I forgot what it was then. Spirit Messages Meant for You. So, we're going to look at these cards for you, and there's 6 lucky numbers to come at the end. Remember, these lucky numbers could change your life forever. You could win the jackpot with them. You must gamble safely, of course, responsibly if you're gambling responsibly. But I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers at the end of this that could help you hit the jackpot, so don't go away. Now then, this is called Spirit Messages Meant for You. And it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today, next week, or 10 years from now. It makes no difference when you find this reading. You'll find it when the spirit guides want you to find it. If you've chosen number 2, from all these hundreds of cards, number 2, there will be messages in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you. So take in what does, ignore what doesn't, or choose another deck. You can have 2 or 3 if you want. You don't have to have just one. So next, I'm going to tell you, first of all, I'm going to tell you the negatives, and then we do the positives at the end, all the good stuff at the end, so stay with me. The negatives first, then some oracle cards, and then your lucky numbers, which were chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming here this evening in beautiful North Devon, UK. Negatives indicate the need for you to take it easy. I'm told here, number 2, that you may be winding yourself up too much, taking on too much, trying to help people all the time, and you may be doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Some of you, not all of you, may be smoking or drinking too much, or not following the right diets, or not sleeping too well. You've got to take care. That's the first message and the first of the negatives. And it's not a negative reading, generally speaking. Your second negative is that somebody around you, possibly at work if you're working, is not to be trusted. So you may not have met them yet, but somebody's coming along, and these spirit messages are meant for you. Somebody's coming along you've got to be careful of. And you've been let down before, particularly around your earthly life. That's the opposite to your love life, the way you earn your living, that sort of thing. Watch out who you trust. If you're working with people, don't get paranoid, but be careful. Make sure they're okay before you trust them with your secrets. Or if you're lending them money or anything like that, be careful. You have big signs. This happened a bit with number 1, but there are big signs here, number 2, that you've been hurt in a romance. And this could be a big thing. It could be a big part of your life that goes with you for years. Somebody has hurt you, maybe broken your heart in the past. And it's not always something they do on purpose. It can mean you lose somebody, of course. But I think you've had a heartbreak in the past, and you're generally now quite defensive, and it's quite understandable. So you may have a barrier up. You may not know you're doing it, but don't worry, there are positives in this reading. It may also be, number 2, that you're ignoring things that you should be dealing with because you've been hurt in the past. And I think somebody broke your heart, and it's sad, but it won't last forever, so don't worry too much. These are the negatives, as I said. We'll do the positives at the end. So be careful, take care of yourself, make sure you're eating properly, make sure you're sleeping okay, and you're not winding yourself up with too much smoking or drinking or anything else bad like that. As I said, it won't apply to all of you. If you want a full reading with me on the telephone from anywhere in the world, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. If you can't get me on there, if I'm busy, then one of my team that will help you, they work for me, and I only employ the best. So if they're not the best, they don't get in my team. And that's David Charles Psychic. So, and also please consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Your negatives are stress, the fact that some of you are not looking after yourselves properly, maybe somebody around your earthly life who can't be trusted. You seem to be ignoring problems that you need to deal with, both in your romantic life and in your basic down-to-earth life. The only other negative in this reading is a man. If you're a lady, it's probably a woman if you're a man. But the man, for most of you, heading your way, does a bit of travelling. He can't be trusted with other ladies, okay? He may be a bit naughty, and he is capable of two-timing you, to put it bluntly. So if you haven't met this person yet, somebody's heading your way who may take a shine to you. They may be linked to your career, I'm not certain. Maybe someone pops in and out of the workplace. Maybe a customer, it may be someone you know. And this person is, well, the women like him, put it that way. He's very popular with the women. So the ladies like him. If it's a man, and I think it is for most of you, bear that in mind if he asks you out on a date, because you may find you've bitten off more than you can chew. So let me tell you some positives. It may sound negative, but you're heading into a sort of decision period with your love life. This can mean that you have to make some choices. It can mean choosing between two lovers. Now that may sound negative, but it can be positive because you've got two to choose from, and some of you may have more than two to choose from. And if that's not happened yet, it could happen soon. You may be forced to pick a chap, if you're, or a lady, whatever you're looking for, from two suitors. So two people may be interested in you. May be seeing somebody already, and this person may not be free. Or you may be or you may be stuck with someone, or you feel you're stuck with someone, and you meet someone else, and you've got to make a choice. You're spoilt for choice. They all come like buses, and you have some choices to make in your love life soon, number 2. And this can, of course, mean that you're being contacted by somebody from your past. Somebody you loved long ago may be back in touch. It happens a lot these days with social media, Facebook, etc. So you're going to have to make some choices about your love life. And if you don't make these choices, these decisions, number 2, they may be forced upon you. So make them because you want to. A separate thing, nothing to do with love life here, but you may be offered a job soon. I think that most of you, number 2, are very highly skilled and may be sought after. You have, I believe, that eventually you're going to join together, if you haven't already done this, with somebody who is a lover but starts off as just a friend. So you may meet somebody, or you may have met someone who's just a mate, someone you're friendly with, and it could turn into something very much more passionate, very much more like a lover. So the person we're looking at may be a friend of yours who wants to become more than just a friend. And it's good, it's lovely, it's a lovely thing to have, and it's very romantic, very like a novel, and I love to, doing love stories on here because it's good. Number 2, it appears to me that you're heading into a psychic high. If you've got psychic ability, it's going to be growing in the next 12 to 14 weeks. Whenever you watch this video, and it could be 10 years from now, it could be next year, it could be tomorrow. But you're heading soon into a psychic phase, which I always say you get around about twice a year. So if you have any psychic ability, number 2, it's going to be enhanced in the coming weeks and months, which means it's a great time for making decisions, for making choices, because you will be tuned in to what's going on. If you meet people that are new, you'll know if they're good or bad. If you meet a new man or a lady, if you're looking for love, you will know straight away. There will be a connection. You will know straight away. Something will click. As I said, it could be someone you already have as a friend, but there is a lot of beauty going on in this reading, some lovely stuff in this reading. You're sought after, you're skillful, you have skills that people want. Not necessarily at work, there may be skills that you do at home, it's maybe your hobbies or something, but you're highly skilled, you're highly psychic, and if you have psychic ability, you're heading into a very, very high point in the coming weeks. They don't last forever, so take advantage of it. It's a bit like, say, if you're looking for a new house to buy and you're viewing all these different properties. You'll know immediately that when you walk into the right one, without even going upstairs. You won't have to look around. It'll just feel right. That's just an example. So watch out who you trust, particularly at work. Watch out for a man who could be a bit deceitful when it comes to other ladies. If you're a man, this could be a woman that likes other men, so be careful. You're going to have to make some decisions about your love life. If you don't make them, you may be forced to make them, and that wouldn't be good. And I think most of you, number 2, will know what I mean. And you're heading to a crossroads, which means you could find a new lover. You may have more than one to choose from. You may have someone from the past getting in touch with you. And you may feel that you're in love when you're not really. It's just love or lust or sex or loneliness, and you're mixed up. So you're going to have to answer some questions to yourself about your love life, number 2. And I think you need to drop your guard. And the biggest message, the biggest positive from this reading comes from the major arcana, the Fool. There he is. And that, in your normal deck, would be the Joker, or one of the Jokers. This card, depending on what's around it, usually means that the spirit world, and remember this is called Spirit Messages for You, meant for you, the spirit world want you to take a chance. They want you to take a leap of faith. They want you to jump in and have a go at something different. Now, only you know what that means, number 2. Something's going to pop up, and the spirit world are encouraging you to give it a go. Don't be reckless, don't be daft, but you'll know when it comes. You'll think, this is it, I'm going to try this, and it could change your life forever for the better, as could the lucky numbers I'm going to give you in a minute. So don't go without your lucky numbers. So the spirit world want you to take a chance, to take a few risks, to be risky, to be adventurous, to try new things. It's an exciting reading, number 2, really, and I really mean that. There's some really good stuff going on, but you do need to take it easy. Make sure you're eating okay, you're not doing naughty things like cigarettes or anything like that, or drinking too much. If you can avoid it, try to if you can. Not easy to do, but please do. Watch out who you trust, particularly at work or around your earthly life. And I think you'll be joining together with someone who could have started off as just a friend, and they want, well, to put it bluntly, they want to be your lover. And this reading is really filled with the promise of true love. And I think you've been hurt in the past, and you may need to take a chance, to take a risk, as I mentioned, and allow true love to flow into your life. And I think you'll be happy for a change, because you haven't been very happy recently. Now we're going to look at some oracle cards before you look in numbers. 4 of these, just to see if they back up what I've told you. I need the glasses for these. The first one is an earth card. They've been shuffled before we started this. And the good lucky numbers, by the way, have been chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming tonight. There are 6 numbers for each pack. So if you chose number 2, these 6 numbers will be for you. The oracle card's first one is an earth card, and it says to me, for you, good things will happen when you give yourself some time to love yourself as you love others. There's a butterfly on clover. I think I better read that again. Good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love you give to others. So it may be that you've been a bit hard on yourself recently, number 2, that you've stopped loving yourself and you've got to start again. You're a special person. You're a member of the universe. You're a child of the universe. You are special. You have a right to be here. Remember Desiderata, if you know that poem. Good things will happen when you give yourself some of the love you give to others. So you're a loving person, number 2. You're a kind person. You have to be loving and kind to you, to yourself. You heard it here first, David Charles Psychic. Please subscribe. Give me a like if you like it. Click the bell icon. The second oracle card is a fire card. Lots of candles floating on, looks like the ocean. Looks like Photoshop. We'll see. Anyway, this one says to you, this fire card, number 2, see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. This is telling me, backing up what I said about you being heading towards a psychic high. Remember, it's a special time coming up. I'm glad you watched this, but I think you need to believe that you're special, and a special time is approaching. See the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. You may see angels. You may see angels in the house where you live, in your flat, your apartment. You may see them in your dreams. But the angels are coming. They're there. They're there to guide you. Most importantly, they are there to love you, number 2. Let's take a look at another one. This one's another fire. Oh, no, it's not. It's an air card. I beg your pardon. A feather, which means, as some of you may think or believe, if you find one of those in the house, it can mean you've been visited by an angel. This one says the answer is near. You just need to look a little closer at home. So that tells me, number 2, that you're looking for something, you're searching for something that you may already have. Sometimes you don't realize what you've got till it's gone. Maybe you're searching for love and you've already got it. That's just an example. It could be anything. Look a little closer to home. Read it again. The answer is near. You just need to look a little closer to home. If you're looking for an answer to something, don't look thousands of miles away. Look in your own backyard. Okay? Last one's an earth card. A long and winding road to the sunset. Help is coming. You just need to ask for it. So, it may be your partner can help you, your mom, your dad, your son, your daughter. Help is close. Help is coming. You just need to ask for it. So don't be frightened to ask people you want help or advice with the project, or help or advice with your love life, with this crossroads you're coming to. Help is there. Hope you'll consider subscribing, and I'm going to give you your lucky numbers now. As I said, if you want a full reading with me on the telephone from anywhere in the world, go to davidcharlespsychic.com and you can book me on there on the phone. and I'll read for you from anywhere, wherever you live in this beautiful world. If you can't get me, if I'm busy, then one of the team that work for me will help you, and they are the best. I only employ the elite. If they don't match up to my expectations, they don't get in my team. So that's the davidcharlespsychic.com. Lucky numbers time. These lucky numbers could change your life forever. If you're gambling with them, you must do it responsibly, else you'll get us all into trouble. So don't go mad with it. These lucky numbers may be familiar, number 2. They could be birthdays, wedding days, anniversaries, car number plates, house addresses you've lived at. They may not be familiar at all, but they could change your life, trust me. So your first number, number 2, is number 9. You may want to write these down. 22, 27, 31, 33 and 40. Do they ring any bells, number 2? Sure, some of them do. Tell me down below. If you want to ask me any questions about love or romance, anything, money, career, ask them below and I'll answer them live in this reading next time when I do the next film, which is usually about once or twice a week. So I'll give you those numbers again. Number 2, and then they are number 9, 22, 27, 31, 33 and 40. Remember, these numbers could help you hit the jackpot. I want to know, tell me below. And they could change your life. As I said, gamble responsibly if you're gambling. So, I hope you found it interesting. It really is a fascinating reading. And I really thank you for watching this. I appreciate it. Please give me a like. Click the bell icon. Click subscribe if you want to join our lovely family from all over the planet. Become one of our family. And I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for watching. Remember, number 2. Think lucky, and you will be lucky. Think love, and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one is for you, and this reading is called Spirit Messages Meant for You. Spirit Messages Meant for You. This is a timeless reading, which means you'll find it when your spirit guides want you to find it. You could find it next week, tomorrow, next year, 5 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. If you found this reading today and you chose number 3, from these hundreds of cards, there will be messages in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate maybe for you, number 3. Take in what does, ignore what doesn't, or choose another deck. You can have more than one deck. You can choose 3 stacks if you want. So, I'm going to tell you the negatives first, get them out of the way, then the positives, and then I'm going to give you 6 numbers, lucky numbers, chosen by me and my spirit guides before we started filming tonight. These numbers could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. As I always say, if you're going to gamble with these numbers, do it responsibly. But don't go without your lucky numbers. They could change your life. There's 6 lucky numbers for each stack. So you chose number 3. Your lucky numbers coming up after this, and some oracle cards as well. So, as I said, it's a timeless reading. It's a pick a card reading, and it's called Spirit Messages Meant for You. For you, yeah. So we're going to tell you the negatives first, and then we do the positives. The negatives here indicate jealousy around you. Coming up, I'm looking a few weeks ahead here, 12 to 14 weeks maybe from when you find this. So it may not be happening yet. There's a bit of backstabbing going on. And some of you, number 3, will know exactly who that is. Some of you, it hasn't happened yet, so watch it. Don't be paranoid. Don't be obsessed with it, but be aware. Somebody is not loyal to you behind your back, and it's because of jealousy. And for a lot of you, they're jealous of your beauty. Physical beauty, and for a lot of you, beauty inside, in your heart. You have a beautiful character, and people get jealous, especially if you're a lady. Ladies can be a little bit bitchy sometimes, and watch it. I'm picking up some confusion around your career. We'll get that out of the way. We'll do the lovely stuff in a minute, but negatives go here indicate some confusion around your work. People maybe at cross purposes at work, maybe getting the wrong orders, the wrong phone numbers, the wrong information, the wrong emails. Nothing to worry about. You can deal with that. You're good at that. But it could involve some bickering as well around your earthly life. That's the part of your life, the down-to-earth stuff, not your love life, possibly the way you earn your living. There could be a bit of bickering, confusion, people at cross purposes. Watch out for that. This may not be negative, but you may have to see a man who works or is in a caring position. Could be the dentist, could be an osteopath, could be the vicar, religious person, can't say that word. This person will give advice to you. I don't think it's negative, but it's worth listening to if he does. He's older than you, near retirement. If you're a chap, it could be a lady, but I think for most of you it's a man who you may see for some advice because he's in a caring profession. Okay, watch out for that. This reading indicates that you may be juggling with money, not necessarily struggling, but juggling with money and sort of robbing Peter to pay Paul. And when that happens, you often find that you're also juggling with your feelings, with your emotions, with your love life. So your life is sorting out sort of a balancing act in the coming weeks and months. I'm looking really 12 to 14 weeks ahead of when you find this video that you're watching at this moment, that the Spirit Guide's got you to watch. Remember, it's called Spirit Messages Meant for You, okay? Negatives. I don't think it's negative, but it appears to me that you may feel negative because you're coming to the end of an era, as depicted by the Major Arcana's Death card. It doesn't mean death, okay? The only time that card can mean death excuse me, is when you're expecting it because somebody's not very well. But it doesn't mean death. That's Hollywood movies. The spirit world does not predict or do not predict death, except in very rare circumstances. And as I said, that's when you're expecting it anyway. Death is classed as a major secret. It's not something revealed in tarot readings or anything else. So don't be frightened of the death card. The death card means an ending, and it means a new beginning. The end of an era. You've got a book full of chapters in your life. You're coming to the end of a chapter now. You're closing that chapter, you're opening a brand new one. It's exciting. The death card is exciting. It's new things coming. So it's not necessarily negative, although it can be sad because you're at the end of an era. So it can be the end of a relationship. It can sometimes be the end of a marriage. It can also be the end of a bad back or a problem or something big you want to get rid of. So watch out for backstabbing, bit of jealousy, juggling with money, robbing Peter to pay Paul isn't usually terrible. It just may mean that you're balancing things out. Balancing out your love life, getting yourself on track, and you may need to see a person who is in a caring profession. Let me tell you the positives. First time tonight in 3 readings, there's a pregnancy in this reading. Are you pregnant, number 3? Is it your daughter? Is it your sister? Is it your mum if you're that age and she's still young enough? Somebody around you is pregnant, and you may hear that again during the next 12 to 14 weeks, but it could be already happening. Some of you may already be having a baby any minute. You may be ready to give birth. Some of you may have a new baby. There's all that going on in this reading. There's also high levels of fertility, which means you're highly fertile. And that means that if you're trying for a baby, you couldn't pick a better time. So, good stuff. If you want a proper reading with me on the telephone, from anywhere on the planet, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm busy and you can't get me, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. My team are the elite. If they're not good, they don't get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. I'll look forward to speaking with you from anywhere on the planet, and I'm in beautiful North Devon, by the sea, not far from the sea, in the UK. Gorgeous place. If you haven't been to North Devon, please come and have a look. So, let me tell you some more positives. A new beginning is predicted, and this new beginning, number 3, may come with some money. A lump sum of money is predicted for lots of you. And it may be to do with the lucky numbers I'm going to give you soon. As I said, don't go away without those. because they've been chosen with me and my spirit guides to help you. You also have a romantic offer coming. Now, it could be someone you already know, you could be someone you're married to, but somebody is coming up with a romantic suggestion for you, a romantic offer, a very lovey thing. And I think if it's a man, because it could be either, it could be a man or a woman, but for most of you it will be a man. He's not very old. That doesn't mean he's immature, but he's young at heart. He could be 70 and be very young at heart, put it that way. He's going to make you an offer of a romantic nature, and it could sweep you off your feet. Because this offer could come out of the blue, very unexpected. Not for all of you. Some of you may know it's coming, but there's an offer of romance, a lovey-dovey thing coming your way, number 3. And I think it's fantastic. It looks really good to me. And it will bring new beginnings. It will bring the end of an era. You're putting all the crap behind you, all the stuff that's bad, into the past, as depicted by the death card. You're opening a brand new start, as predicted by the Ace of Pentacles. All of this fits together. These cards are really fitting together today, and it's not just about cards. You have travel opportunities coming, which as we film this today, we're in the COVID lockdown, but you may be watching this years from now, and there's travel in this reading for you. For lots of you, number 3, it's overseas, and it's going to bring happiness. There's no question it's a very, very happy reading. There's no real bad stuff here. There's nothing scary in this reading at all. But things are changing for you, number 3. Big changes are coming, and they look fantastically exciting. Maybe some confusion at work, maybe some confusion, a bit of bickering and arguments at work. You may have to see someone in a caring profession, but that doesn't mean you're not well. It could be just, as I said, it could be the dentist. It could be an osteopath, it could be your chiropodist, but somebody in a caring profession, it could be a religious person. Got the word out this time. So, what else can we tell you? There's money coming. A lump sum of money could be linked to the lucky numbers I'm going to give you in a minute, so don't go without them. And I think you're coming to the end of an era, and I think it's fantastic. And for lots of you, there's new love coming, or the love you've got now is becoming more intense, and there's going to be more surprises coming. I don't see anything bad in this reading, and it's a pleasure to see that, because some readings are quite scary sometimes. So, number 3, let's take a look at some oracle cards and see if they back up what I've told you. I haven't got a clue what they are. They've been shuffled. The first one, get the glasses, is an air card. And that is a picture of a tree. It looks like it's got frost on it. Could be Photoshop, but it's beautiful anyway. This card says to you, number 3, show the universe some gratitude and it will reward you with inspiration. So are you looking for inspiration? Show the universe some gratitude. Let the universe know that you believe in it, that you believe in the powers of the universe, that your spirit guides mean a lot to you. Remember, this reading is called Spirit Messages Meant for You. These spirit messages meant for you are meant for you, just you. You chose this number, as I said. You were guided to choose this. You were guided to find this reading today. And I hope you'll subscribe and watch my videos in the future. And click the bell icon. And you'll be notified every time I upload a new video, which is usually once or twice a week. But it'd be lovely to have you in our family, our subscribers from all over the planet, and they're all wonderful, every one of them. So remember, show the universe some gratitude, and it will reward you with inspiration. I think number 3, you know what that means. The next one's an earth card. Looks like a field filled with sunflowers. Bit tiny, but that's what it is. This one, nice picture. Heal the critic in your mind and your body will grow stronger every day. So I think it's saying to you, stop criticizing yourself. It happened, I think, with number two, you're being a bit hard on yourself, possibly number 3. Stop criticizing yourself. Give yourself a break. Ease off. Don't expect so much of yourself. You're only a human. Lots of you are only ladies. A lot of ladies are watching this. So, heal the critic in yourself, in your mind, and your body will grow stronger every day. So if you're feeling a bit stressed or down in the dumps, Give yourself a break and stop criticising yourself. Let's take a look at the next one, an air card. This one, oh, balloons. I love balloons. Getting a bit dark for that, isn't it? I wouldn't do that, I don't think. Especially over the ocean. Anyway, this one's saying to you, number 3, meditate on your decision and the right answers will come to you. Trust it. So if you're having trouble deciding something, meditate on it. Lay on the couch, lay on the bed, close your eyes, meditate. Let yourself drift away. Think about the thing you have to decide upon and it will help you. So I'll read it again. Meditate on your decision and the right answers will come to you. I think that is saying to me, and it's saying trust it, trust the answers. It's saying to me that you need to use your psychic gifts, which we all have them, and some of us have them more than others. Some people choose to ignore them or think they're coincidences. But you have, number 3, the ability to trust your intuition and follow it. Follow your feelings. Meditate. Let feelings and messages come into your mind and follow them. Be careful. Don't follow every daft thing that comes along, but you'll know what to follow and what not to follow. But meditate on your decision and the right answers will come to you. If you're struggling with a decision, think about it, really. That's what it means. Trust it. They often use the expression sleep on it, and it does work. If you've got a thing to decide upon, take it to bed with you. Don't decide tonight. Sleep on it. And the right answers may come during your sleeping time. One more oracle card, then your magic numbers. This one's an air card, and this one is pink clouds look a bit like candy floss. This one is saying to you, each thought leaves an echo. Keep yours positive only from now on. Now remember, this means that whatever you think and send out to the universe will come back to you. It comes back as karma. It comes back like an echo. So keep your thoughts positive from now on. Don't send out negative vibes. Not easy to do, easy for me to say, but you need to send out positive vibes to the universe. Each thought leaves an echo. Every thought, and there's millions of them. Keep yours positive only from now on. It'll take a bit of practice, but try to keep your thoughts positive. At the same time as bearing in mind what I've told you, there could be a bit of bickering going on and that sort of thing. But keep your thoughts positive. Don't let yourself be brought down by pessimistic people or negative people if you can help it. Hope that helps you, number 3. Thank you for watching this, and that's your lucky numbers now. Now, these lucky numbers could change your life. You could hit the jackpot, believe me. These numbers were chosen especially for number 3 by me with my spirit guides before we started filming. Number 4 will have their own lucky numbers, as did 1 and 2. And we're going to give you them. And as I said, you must gamble responsibly if you're gambling. You don't need to use all 6. You can use a couple of them. Maybe on a lotto or a casino or something. But these lucky numbers may be familiar. They could be birthdays. They could be anniversaries, wedding days, divorce days. They may be familiar numbers. They may mean nothing to you, but they're special. Trust me. And if you hit the jackpot, please tell me below. And please comment below anyway. I answer all my comments, every single one of them, so I'd love to hear your comments below. And if you have any questions for me about love, money, ask them down there and I will answer them live in the next video. It won't be live when you watch it, but it will be live when I answer it. If you don't want your name mentioned, just mention it and I'll keep it private. So ask me any question you like and I'll answer them next time. And let me know what you think in the comments below. And please subscribe. And click the like button, give me a thumbs up and tell your friends about me on Facebook and all that lot, please. It would help, thank you. Your lucky numbers, number 3, are, you might want a pen for this. You can always pause the video anyway. 18, 20, 31, 43, 44 and 49. Do they ring any bells? I can see they do. I can see it in your eyes. I can see you know number 3. I'll give them again. 18, 20, 31, 43, 44 and 49. Now remember, gamble responsibly if you're gambling. You won't need to gamble much. These are lucky numbers, not unlucky numbers. Do they ring any bells? Will they help you make it to the big time? Just be careful. You don't need to use all 6. Please subscribe wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much in this beautiful world. Thank you for watching this and taking the time. I can help you in the future with my future videos if you subscribe. And if you want a reading with me on the phone, remember davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website. You can get me on there. If I'm not free, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the very best. My team are the elite. Otherwise, I don't get in my team if they're not. They get sacked. Okay, so if you want a reading with me, it's davidcharlespsychic.com from anywhere in the world on the telephone. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you watching. Thank you. And remember, number 3, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 4, this one is for you. This is called Spirit Messages Meant for You, okay? So, let's put them out. This is a timeless reading, which means you'll find it when your spirit guides want you to find it. You can find it today, next week, next year, 10 years from now, it makes no difference. I'm the wrong way up. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So, if you found this reading today, number 4, and you chose number 4, from these hundreds of cards here, there will be meanings in here for you somewhere, if I get them the right way up. So, let's have a look. I'm going to tell you the negatives first, all the negatives, all the bad stuff, and then we do the lovely good stuff at the end. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides for each of the 4 stacks before we started filming this evening. These lucky numbers could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. Remember, if you're gambling with these lucky numbers, do it responsibly. I'll give you them at the end. Don't go away without them because they are important. So, we're also going to look at some oracle cards as well. So I'll do a thorough reading for you. It's called Spirit Messages Meant for You. So Spirit Messages Meant for You, and it's a timeless reading, pick a card reading, and you found this reading today because your spirit guides want you to find it. Let's do the negatives. As depicted by the Tower card, you see that, the Major Arcana Tower card, there may be some upset coming along. We're looking really about 12 to 14 weeks from when you find this reading, okay? So, major turbulence can come up. It doesn't mean disaster. A turbulence can mean, I always say, moving house is turbulent. Changing jobs is turbulent. It doesn't mean disaster, but it can be something that you won't like. But in 6 months' time, you look at it and say, well, I'm glad it happened. So if you get some turbulence, think about it and think, well, it may be for the best. It often is the case. You may hear grandma say, it will be for the best. You know, the old wise people say, whatever happens, it happens for a reason, and it gets rid of all the rubbish. It gets rid of the clutter and helps you to release the past. Although you may not like it, it's going to help you to go forward. So if you get turbulence coming along, grin and bear it. I'm not sure it's negative or not, but you may be dealing with official people, like tax people, solicitors, sometimes debt collectors come into this, people in authority, mortgage advisors, sometimes the law, police officers. You may be dealing with that sort of thing, officialdom. Once again, nothing to fear. Sometimes you need to see officialdom to help you with the day-to-day, well, confusing or legal problems. If you're signing legal papers, watch what you're signing, read it carefully. If you can't understand the small print, get someone to read it for you who can, somebody who may be an official person. I'm not picking up much negativity here, number 4, but I can see that you haven't had an easy life in the past. I think you've been through the mill. I think, number 4, you've made a lot of sacrifices to get to where you are today. You could say that about everybody, but particularly in your case, number 4, a lot of you, not all of you, have been through a bit of a problematic time. And I believe, as I say, it's not negative, that the universe, remember it's called Spirit Messages Meant for You, the universe are about to pay you back. You're going to see some rewards for all the rubbish you've had to put up with in the past. And you've made sacrifices. Some of you have sacrificed a lot to get to where you are today. Some of you have felt it. Some of you have been worn down by it. It's going to change. The turbulence will change it. I think it will remove all the rubbish and you're on the way to better things. At the moment, I think you get up in the morning, you look in the mirror, and you think to yourself, is that it? You feel like something's missing. And it may be just a feeling. Sometimes when you have missing things in readings, it's love that's missing. If that's the case, then love is coming. Make no mistake about it. Everything you need is improving, I believe, in the coming weeks and months. I think your finances will improve. Once you've gone through this change, everything seems to be improving. Another major arcana there, the sun. You see a baby there. It indicates new beginnings. It can mean a baby being born. Maybe you're pregnant, number 4. Maybe someone you know is. Maybe your wife is if you're a chap. But new beginnings are predicted. This is an exciting reading. It's not filled with love messages, and that may be because you already know about them. The spirit world tend to tell you things you don't know. There's no point doing it otherwise. So I think your love life is possibly okay. If not, then it's going to improve. I can pretty much, won't use the word guarantee, but I know that your love life is going to improve, number 4, if you want it to. You may not want it to. You may want to be alone for a while. Or you may be already happily married and with your person of choice, your soulmate. Another thing that doesn't come up very often in readings is soulmates. Everyone thinks they're with their soulmate. Not everybody is. Your soulmate can be your sister or your brother. It doesn't have to be your lover. But I think this reading shows promise. Now you're going to see a man for some advice. Once again, it could be a solicitor, but I think it's more likely to be linked to your career. Somebody in the reading, maybe it could be your boss or someone you like, that you trust, and may give you a few words of wisdom. He is a man that people go to and pay money to for his opinion. So it could be a lawyer, it could be a surveyor, it could be an estate agent. It's somebody, probably not an estate agent, but somebody that people go to when they want words of wisdom. And this person may give these words of wisdom to you, and I reckon for a lot of you, he is linked to your career. Not all of you, but for a lot of you. So watch out for that. I'm also picking up a father figure here, signified by the major arcana as Emperor. It can mean a father figure. It depends what the cards are around it, of course. But it could be an old uncle that you know. Again, someone you talk to. Don't think, oh, it's only him. Listen to what he says, because it could be important. It seems to me you're seeking help, not just in advisory capacity, but I think you're really low in confidence and you're asking people for their opinion. It's a good thing to do that. Don't be frightened of doing that. But at the moment, if you get turbulence coming, don't fear it. I think things are improving. New beginnings are predicted. I'd go so far, number 4, as to say you're almost being reborn. It will be that life-changing. Let me know in the comments below, please. If you want a proper reading with me on the phone, because this is important, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. I'm in beautiful North Devon in England. No matter where you are in the world, I'll read for you on the phone. If I'm busy and you can't get me on the website, one of my team will help you, and I only employ the best. My team are the elite. If they're not good, they don't go on the David Charles website. And that's davidcharlespsychic.com. You've got to be good to get in my team. But I'll help you on there. And if you want to ask me questions down below in the comments, please do so. I'll answer them next time live on the video, okay? You won't be live when you watch it. You can ask me anything down there and I'll answer it. If you don't want your name mentioned, just tell me and I'll keep it secret. But you can ask me questions on love, money, career, down below in the comments. I answer all of my comments all the time. So let me sum up this part of the reading. New beginnings, possibly babies, possible pregnancies, possible new romances, all sorts of new stuff going on. Excuse me, I think it's time now, number 4, for you to get rid of the past. To chuck it out. Sometimes when you stick things in the garage and your other half says, just get rid of it, and you don't want to get rid of it, you just in case you want to use it one, and then you move house 6 times and you're still there, it's still in the garage. I've done it myself. Sometimes you need to get rid of things, give them to charity maybe, but it can apply to parts of your life as well, where you need to chuck out the past, remove it, don't let it influence you anymore if you can help it, and that's not easy. but look forward to setting forward into a brand new phase, number 4. This reading is very exciting, and I hope you'll let me know how it goes in the comments, or ring me for a reading, or ask me questions below. And please subscribe, because I really appreciate subscribers, and thank you to all of those of you who have already done so. Join our family from all over the world, subscribe, click the bell icon, and you'll be notified every time I upload new videos, around about once or twice a week. And all these videos come with lucky numbers, and today's lucky numbers will be yours in a few moments, so don't go away. They could help you change your life forever. Looking at this again, financial improvement is coming. I don't think it's massive, but the lucky numbers could change that. There may be some turbulence that you need to put up with to get rid of all the rubbish, get rid of it out of the way. You may be dealing with official documents, paperwork, solicitors, that kind of people. Watch what you're signing. Another message coming through now is that you have a man in spirit guiding you soon. Looking at the Hierophant, another major arcana card. You've got a few of those today. The Hierophant usually means that you need peace and quiet, and that you're possibly being visited by a male spirit guide. Is it somebody you've lost, number 4? It could be a lady, it doesn't have to be a man, but you're definitely going through a spiritual period where you may be looking to the heavens, to this reading, which is called Spirit Messages Meant for You. And I think you have a male spirit guide coming, if he's not already with you, as you're watching this now, right at this very moment. You could be anywhere. You could be at work, you could be walking with the dog, you could be taking a bath. But I believe you have a spirit guide with you right now, number 4. And they have got you to watch this video. And I think that they're guiding you, and they're looking after you, and they're loving you. So what I want to do now, before your lucky numbers, is check out 4 oracle cards and see if they back up what I've told you. They've all been shuffled. I don't know what's coming. And see if they back up what I've told you. The first one's an air card, and it says, I think they're going to roost. Are these little birds going to roost? If you can see that. This says to you, number 4, once you acknowledge your self-worth, your confidence will soar. Now that's backing up what I said, because excuse me, you're asking advice from all these people. You want them to tell you you're right, and I think you are, to give you some confidence. And it's saying on here, once you acknowledge your self-worth, your confidence will soar. A bit like one of the earlier readings, you may be a bit down on yourself, and you may have lost some of your confidence because you've been bashed around, as I mentioned earlier. And that, by the way, is from the Hanged Man, another major arcana card, which means usually, depending on what's with it, that you've had a bit of a rough time, and now it's time for you to reap the rewards of the past endeavours. So lots of major arcana cards here. So that one says for you, once you acknowledge your self-worth, your self-confidence will soar. So remember, number 4, you are special, you are good, you're a part of the universe. I said this earlier. You're a child of the universe. You have a right to be here. You need to believe in yourself, and your confidence will grow. Another oracle card, another air card. Yeah. This one looks like a flight above the clouds, looking into the sun. Beautiful. This one, number 4, says, keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. Backing up what I said, you may go through turbulence. There could be a blessing in disguise. Remember? I'll tell you again, keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day. Let me know below, please. I really want to know. It's important. I'll be very interested. I answer all my comments always, no matter when they are. So keep an open mind and heart. A blessing in disguise will arrive any day, number 4. We do 4 of these. It's an earth card. Looks like an underwater lagoon or lake sort of thing in the rocks. Nice. This one says, drop your mask and trust that what happens will help you move forward. So if you're wearing a mask, and I don't mean a COVID-19 mask, you may be wearing a mask to project something that you're really not, just to please other people. Don't do that. Be yourself. Don't put a mask on for other people's benefit. They won't care in a few days' time or a few weeks' time. Be yourself, number 4. Drop your mask and trust what happens will help you to move forward. You're moving forward. All of this links together with what I've told you, and I don't know what these cards are until I pick them up. So drop your mask and trust what happens will help you move forward, number 4. And the lucky numbers could help you in a minute. Last one, another Earth card, and I love that one. My favourite, I think, the Blossom. Springtime. Is it springtime when you're watching this, or is it midwinter? Could be anything. It's a timeless reading. This one says, the harder you climb, the better the view at the end. Your reward is coming. The harder you climb, I always think that should say higher you climb, but that's what they printed. The harder you climb, the better the view at the end. Your reward is coming. All of these cards and oracle messages, spirit messages meant for you, as it's called, are pointing to things changing, number 4. It's pointing to an improvement on what you've had, and I don't think what you've had has been too good so far, recently especially, and when you were younger. So, let me know in the comments below, and please subscribe and click like, give me a thumbs up, and I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers now. Now these lucky numbers could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot, you could help your friends with charities and all sorts, but you must gamble responsibly if you use them, and you don't need all 6. You may want to just use a couple of them, maybe a number of a horse or something in a race, or a casino number. These lucky numbers may be familiar. They could be birthdays, they could be wedding anniversaries, car number plates you've had, addresses you've lived at. They may mean nothing at all, but they are special, chosen for me, by me for you with my spirit guides before we started filming this evening. Your lucky numbers, if you want to get a pen, if not, you can pause the video, and they are number 8, 11, 26, 27, 33 and 40. Do they ring any bells, number 4? I'm sure they do. I can see it in your eyes. I can see you, you know. Let's do them again. Number 8, 11, 26, 27, 33 and 40. These numbers could help you hit the jackpot, and I want to know if they do. Please tell me below in the comments. If they mean anything to you, let me know. And it's been so lovely talking to you from beautiful North Devon, not far from the beach here, from the cliffs in the UK. If you haven't been to North Devon, it's worth a visit. You'll love it. Wonderful place on this wonderful planet. Thank you so much for watching me. Please subscribe, give me a like if you like it, and join our team from all over the world. It'd be a pleasure to have you with us. And remember, number 4, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every single one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.